Hi guys, this is Kristina Zlateva from Bulgaria, and so welcome to this match from last year's WPBA Iron City Billiards Open, second edition. So there's 2023, and here I'm playing Kristina Tkach. This is right now, it's a match to go to the loser side final. Means that currently we're 5th and 6th, and we're gonna battle here to get further in the tournament. So I won the leg, and this is actually a pretty good break. Yeah, the one ball looks a bit thin. I definitely should be able to hold it for the four ball. Let's see. You can't always tell by the angle. In the meantime, I just want to say I really appreciate you watching my matches and hope you enjoy the commentary. Also, if you want to see more matches like this from the women's tour, also I've uploaded some from the Matchroom WNT tour lately. So if you want to watch more matches like this, you can like and subscribe. Thank you very much. And let's go back to the match. Yeah, you can definitely see I'm quite uncomfortable here because also cue balls on the rail. But I definitely managed to hold it. The problem is I just landed straight on that four ball. A little bit less or a little bit more movement of the cue ball would have been perfect. Now I have to settle for a long shot on that five ball. And I gotta tell you, these pockets are not very generous when you have a shot like this. When you have to punch it a bit harder. As long as you hit the point, the ball's not gonna go in. And here I definitely went further than I wanted to, because now I think I'm completely straight. So there are two ways you can play the shot right. You can try to draw the ball. It's definitely the harder shot. Or maybe just roll the cue ball forward and settle with whatever you have on that six ball. Pretty much depends on how you feel in that moment. I choose to draw the ball, and you see my stroke look okay, but I hit the ball just a bit thinner, and as long as it hit the point, it stood out. So Kristina can go around here. Not sure if she can hold the cue ball. She'll probably just go around like 3-4 rails like this. And she has some angle on the six ball. Again, go around the nine ball. You could also try to draw that shot towards the other side of the table, but there's no need for that really. Makes it a bit more missable, so whenever you can avoid these shots, it's better to. See, that's a very, very uncharacteristic mistake here. She was absolutely straight on that seven ball, and I'm not sure if she tried to cheat the pocket a little bit too much. But I'll tell you what, I'm very happy to be back on the table. I definitely didn't expect this. The straightest shots Kristina missed. And this is a 10 a.m. match, our first match of the day. And the way these tournaments are, WPBA tournaments, this is Sunday. And on Saturday, you always play until very late at night, so you can never get enough sleep. Even if you're on the winner side, you have a 9 p.m. match. Sometimes they may be delayed, and by the time you get back, you go to bed. I personally, it's very hard for me to go to bed when I have a late match. I need at least a few hours to get sleepy. So I think we're still waking up here. And this first track goes to me. I actually had a really decent break. Just left the 5 ball tricky. And I'm gonna spare you our racking process. In this format, we're playing a race to 8, and the 2 ball has to be on the back. We're playing the 3-point rule, which means that the sum of the balls you pocket and pass the head string. The head string is right the line where the 4-ball is, from one long rail to the other long rail. This is the head string. So the sum of the balls you pocket and pass the head string have to be 3. So in this case, Kristina made 1 ball, 2 balls definitely passed the head string. The 1 ball and the 4-ball passed the head string. So her break is legal. If only 1 ball had passed the head string, her break would have been illegal. And she, in most of the WPBA tournaments, when the conditions allow it, Kristina uses a gut break. You can see how well she opened that 4-ball there. I think she's still all right on the 2-ball. A bit unlucky to get so far down the table. She had a lot of room to land. She still sees the 2-ball, just a bit uncomfortable to bridge over the 6-ball. Throw it. Yeah, that's a very good stroke. Doesn't want to be over the 8-ball. That's the only problem possible here. She's just all right. Looks like she can bridge properly. And I want to take a minute to thank my sponsors. RNCD Billiards, of course, that's the pool hall where we're playing this match, 2023. The conditions they're really amazing. I mean, that's the best pool hall I've practiced in, and I enjoy every time I go there. People are great. The owner is great too. Very generous. The hospitality is just amazing, really. It's a pleasure to play there. Also, Mascues. I've been playing with them for more than 3 years already. And I've been playing with the same cue, and I can tell you that's the best cue I've had in my life. EC4. It's a limited edition, so it's kind of hard to find, to be honest. Also, Kamui Tips, they sponsor me. They just came out with a new athlete soft tip, and I can't wait to try it. I just got it, so as long as whenever I need to change my tip, I'll just try this one. Hopefully it will be even better than the previous ones. Kristina Tkach. A nice run out here. Her break was very good, but she also did a great job opening that 5 and 4. So some people ask me, what do I think when I play. And I'll tell that in a minute. Just want to explain. You see how just because the one ball hit the point and went back, my break was illegal. That means I made the ball on the break, but only one ball passed the head string, only the fire ball. That's why it's not my turn, it's my opponent's turn. She can decide if she's going to play the shoulder and she can put me back in. I feel this rule can be a bit cruel sometimes because I didn't hit the ball soft. Yes, my cue ball went a bit to the other side of the rack, but I still made the ball, and sometimes it's just bad luck, to be honest. If you want to make sure you make 3-point rule, you just have to hit them really hard. Of course, maybe your cue ball control is not going to be that good, or the one ball, because you normally try to control the one ball too. But at least you stay on the table, which is always better than giving your opponent a chance. So let's go back to my mindset. Of course, there are different situations you can face. Sometimes you may be too nervous, sometimes you may be too calm, and you have to know how to handle each of them. For example, many times I may feel a bit too calm, which means I can either play rush situation just because I feel too comfortable, and I may lose my focus a little bit. Or if I'm too nervous, then you just get stressed out and you start feeling very insecure sometimes. So you start feeling that you miss every shot. One of the main things you can use to control this is the breathing, obviously. When you're sitting on your chair, so that you can use this moment to different breathing techniques to just calm your body down, clear your mind a little bit, reset after a mistake. What happens lately to me, for example, is I may feel comfortable playing good, but all of a sudden I make something, I either play a shot I'm not sure about, and when you play a shot you're not sure about, most of the times it will turn out wrong. Either the speed, or you either miss a shot, or you play the wrong speed, or just play a too risky shot, just play the wrong shot. And I know perfectly that I shouldn't play a shot when I'm not sure about it. If I'm not sure about it, that means that something's probably not right. And even if your decision is wrong, you just have to commit to the shot every time. Because you're not going to take the best decision every time. Many times you may take a worse decision, but as long as you commit to the shot, it will turn out better than if you're insecure and you still play it. And about the decision making, eventually you start making better decisions. But when you're on the table playing a tournament, you should always look very confident, feel confident, and just commit to the shot. Kristina run out this rack after my illegal break. I felt it was a bit unlucky just because the one ball hit the point. But this is part of the game. Look at Kristina's break. Pretty much perfect. That's what she aims every time, the one ball right over that corner pocket. And I assure you, she's practicing this break a lot, especially in the last event we had in Iron City. which was just a few weeks ago, talking about July 2024, her break was perfect 90% of the time. The one ball going there. She expected that cue ball to bounce a bit more of that cushion, obviously. But she hit the one ball too thick, so that made the cue ball kind of, because of the spin it had, it kind of stopped into the rail. But you see, she didn't waste any time. Her pace is quite good. She has sped up because of all the shot clocks and different formats. If you're a slow player and all of a sudden you have to play in a shot clock, that will definitely mess up your rhythm. So you gotta be ready for it. So she told me once she definitely improved her speed because all the shot clocks. And the shot clock here in the WPBA tournaments, it's all right. It's 40 seconds. You barely notice it, if I have to be honest. But in other events like Pro Billiard Series, it is 10 ball and 30-second shot clock. And in 10 ball, you actually have to have much more decision making, more safety, is more tactical game. And 30-second is per rack, per shot. And just one extension per rack is definitely not enough sometimes. And you feel like you have to run around the table. A bit too far. She has the wrong angle here. It's not a big deal though. She has so much room to maneuver the cue ball. So she probably just gone one rail in between the 8 and 9. Come back up. And she's about perfect on the A ball. Just has to stretch a little bit, which is a short people issue. I have to face that all the time too. Actually, I feel like sometimes when very tall people play, they play on a 9-footer, and for me, I think it's like a 7-footer for them. It must be very, just feel so small compared to what it feels to us. Like for us, it may feel like a snooker table compared to what it feels to them. Okay. So Kristina's in the lead here, 2-1. We're playing ace to 8, and that's alternate break. And I promise you, you're gonna have a surprising final here, so you better stay until the end. And look at that again. And I'm smiling here because I hit that break harder. And you see how the one ball hit the point again, came back, hit another ball, and it still didn't pass the head string. So it was a good break, really good hit for me. Cue ball, went back up table, but no luck on the break here again, and she has a pretty open shot on the one ball. Just have to go back up table, one rail, go back for the two ball, for the side or the corner, wherever she lands. And this is a very nice table here. 6 to the 7 to the 8 may probably be her biggest issue, and mainly because she wants to have a good angle on that 7 ball. If she's straight, that will be great too. And so far, I've actually only played in that first rack. And since then, I've had 2 illegal breaks and Kristina breaking and running out. So that match definitely not going in my favor so far. Looks like she has some angle here. I'm pretty sure she can cheat the pocket and just draw a little bit for the 7. Yeah. So what's has she ended up with? She makes her decision so quick, it's all good. Probably just roll it. Okay, she had to go into the 9 ball, but not really any issue here with that. She played the shot with the right speed. Notice how long her pause is before her last backswing. It's been like this since, I believe, since I've seen her play. She probably improved a little bit or made it a bit longer, but sometimes she can stay down on the shot for quite a while, aiming without any practice strokes. Just no movement and no aiming. And then big pause on the last stroke, backstroke too. All right, the cue ball always traveling to the corner pocket. You notice that? And this break looks quite well too. Just needs to cut that 1 ball. It looks very makeable from this angle. That's pretty good. Just avoided the side pocket. I wonder if she has to go forward with this, or she can punch it and get enough angle to go to the side of the table. Oh yeah, she actually got way more out of this than what she thought. And this cloth, the cloth is brand new. I've just played there for a few days. Thanks to Iron City Billiards, they always provide us with new cloths, clean balls. Just before the tournament, every time, change the cloth. It's really great of them. And that's why the rails and the balls can bounce quite a lot because everything is so clean and new. Yeah, she tried to cut the tree ball with some inside. And if you rewind, you'll see how she let out her stroke a little bit. Probably because she was very worried about that cue ball going into the side pocket. Exactly what happened. Sometimes when you think that maybe the cue ball wouldn't have gone if she hadn't made the shot, but when you think about the cue ball not going into the pocket, sometimes you miss the shot and the cue ball goes into the pocket. It's like what you focus on, that's what you get sometimes. And here, just because I was worried with that bouncing rails, I hit the cue ball way too soft. And a bit tricky with the 8 ball right here on the way of the 5 ball. I guess I can draw it just enough. I left it pretty much the best I could in order to be able to make that 5 ball. And in the background, we have some local spectators. They're all very frequent visitors here at Iron City. So if you notice my wrists, I try to keep it as loose as possible at all times. Because it makes my stroke very smooth. And every time you have some kind of tension in your wrist, your hand, it can affect your stroke or your line. So here I'm actually surprised. Well, I guess I thought the rail wasn't going to grab as much spin, because otherwise I could have just drawn the cue ball to play the 8 ball to the upper right corner. But I decided to go around. I thought I could get a better angle, and it's not too bad. I mean, I got lucky that nothing worse happened really after my contact with the 9 ball. And that was a very good solid stroke, and almost straight in on that 9 ball. When you're down in the match like this, 4-1 already, and it's because of 2 illegal breaks, when both times the 1 ball hit the point and came back, you can get easily frustrated, trust me, because you feel like, okay, maybe it wasn't your best break, but I feel like I should have gotten better result out of that. And now I'm definitely hitting the break harder, but look at that. I made the 1 ball. I made 1 more ball, thankfully. 1 ball past the head string. So I can finally play after my break. And this is a very nice layout. It's probably the best layout I've had in this match. Of course, as long as the 7 ball passes the 8 ball, which I believe it does. And you can see right here in this rack how much I have to stretch every time. Most of the balls. And of course I can plan my shots so that I cue easier, but then many times you have to leave yourself a longer shot, which is not the best thing either. So you kind of have to work with what you have. Gotta practice shooting stretched or right-handed too, which I do sometimes, because that's definitely improves your range in the table. You can reach more balls easier. And I want to say something about that choke holder I'm using. You see I'm carrying my choke on my belt on the back of my pants, and it's helped my rhythm so much, because honestly sometimes it can be very distracting to always go around the table, look for your choke, drop your choke, pick up your chalk. Sometimes even lose your chalk in the pockets, then you have to pick it somehow, pick it out of the pockets, which on a diamond table like this, this one with mechanic, it's a bit annoying. So if you want to give it a try and you haven't so far, I definitely recommend you try use a chalk holder, because then it's something less to worry about. You always know where your chalk is, and it's just so much better for your rhythm. Keeps your rhythm the same. Okay, got one more game thanks to my break, and closing up the gap. We just par three. Feeling much better now. Another great break from Kristina. She made the one ball this time, but the shot of the rock here is that two ball, because she has some angle, so she has to either hold the cue ball, which I don't even think she can do that, or just shoot it harder, run rail to the side next to that three ball. But perfectly executed. She made it look much easier than what it actually was. Because when you're queuing close to a ball like the 9 ball, you can also get distracted by that. She's got a nice angle here. Yeah, and there's not too much to go wrong here, to be honest. Just gotta keep her focus. Focus from that 5 to the 6 ball. Leave the best angle she can. Other than that, it's just a very nice and quick rock for Kristina. And I believe so far she's broken runouts. If we count this one, three, yeah, three of her rocks, and she ran out on 2 of my dry breaks. So this is pretty impressive, and takes her again to a 5-3 lead with this rack. I'll post the bracket in the video description in case you wanna check the bracket of this tournament to see how it who you won against and who you lost to earlier, and who eventually won the tournament. You can see Brittany Bryan and Wei playing on the other table. This is the other loser side semi-final. So the winner of these two matches will play each other. And now somehow the 3 ball didn't drop. And this time it's a dry break for me. And these breaks are really costing me the match so far. Thankfully for me, there's just a little issue here with the 7 and 9 tied up. Actually, I think it's a great option to try to open them right now, because the 3 ball is in the pocket pretty much. Let's see if she tried that. I'm not sure if she did. Possibly. Hmm. But that was definitely the best time to break up the balls, I feel. Okay. She decides to draw that straight back. She didn't wanna put the 5 ball into the equation because she could have drawn the 3 ball towards that 5 ball, maybe getting closer or better angle for the 4. But I think she was a bit worried to get hooked behind the 5 ball, so she just drew the ball straight back. Now she can still try to play position for the 7 ball in the left corner pocket. Mm. It is tricky now. She needed to get straighter for the side or the bottom corner, but now she's kind of in between. I believe she can still try and run into those balls. Yeah. So she did. The 7 ball went back there. She has an easy safety here. Oh, look how she moved sideways, and you couldn't see from the camera, but she made a push foul. She pushed the cue ball twice because the cue ball and the 7 ball were so close. I was actually surprised she didn't just shoot jacked up. She just could have just tried to stop the cue ball there, but maybe she was trying to get too perfect freeze me on the 9 ball. And sometimes when you try to get too perfect, these things can happen. Play a harder shot to get a better safety. But it went wrong. And I'm closing the gap again. 5-4. But it's Kristina's break, so let's see. It's a very decent break. Does she have a shot to the side? Got a bit unlucky with that last nudge 4 ball. Moved away the 1 ball from the corner pocket. Otherwise, it was going very well. Looked very well. Okay, so right after the break, what you try to see normally is the problems on the table. In this case, the 5 ball doesn't look like it can be shot in the uh, corner pocket, the left corner pocket. That was a great safety from Kristina here. She had several options, but that worked out very well. And she also brought the 1 ball closer to the 2 ball. So what I was saying is that, yeah, after the break, you want to identify the problems and you want to figure out ways you can handle them. In this case, considering where the 7 ball is, there is a way to play position for the 5 ball in the right corner. even if you come short on that position shot, you can always play safety because of the position of the 9 ball. And I move some balls around here, but the 2 ball can still be made in the corner pocket, so not really too many problems for Kristina. Just that 6 to the 5, I guess. Of course, she has to play good position so right now first. Yeah, not sure because she's absolutely pretty straight for the corner. She can cut the ball in the side, and the angle's pretty natural. Yeah, that's right. Just go past that 6 ball. It's good speed control. So now she's all right. And actually, she has to play position for the 5 ball from the 4 ball. I'm sorry, not from the 6 ball. Yeah. Thankfully, that didn't happen to me in the match. I didn't confuse the 6 and the 4. But she wants to draw the 2 ball past the 6, in my opinion. That's it. She had to run into the 6, but that's still a pretty good angle. So she has a few options here, right? She can try to go in between the 6 and 7 with the cue ball, or between the 7 and 5. Yeah, that was a good line. Oh, a bit. She hit the 4 ball a bit thin, so. And she is right-handed, and that makes the shot much more difficult. That's why she needs her extension. All right, she didn't even try to cut the 5 ball. She could have, I guess, but just because she was so stretched. It was hard, and I have another chance in this track. Yeah, the safety looks pretty natural, but you have to always be aware of the cue ball, because so many times it happens that, okay, you get the 5 ball saved, but then you scratch, right? How many times you've seen that happen? And it is really sad because you have the control of the game when you play that safety, even if it's not completely hidden like right now. I still feel like Kristina's, I mean, unless she tries a really tough bank shot, she's gonna let me get back on the table. And she was almost perfect on this one, but she let me get another safety option. Again, I have to be very careful with the corner pockets for the cue ball, because it's happened so many times, and sometimes the rail doesn't grab as much spin as you think it would. Sometimes it grabs too much, so it's always tricky, even if you know where you're supposed to hit it or not. you gotta make sure you don't go too close to the corner pocket. All right, I put enough spin there. So that's a pretty good try. I don't think she has a gap there, or maybe she does. She may have. She decides to play one rail, coming off the long rail. Yeah, here with some speed. Yeah, she played the two rails. The five ball was actually farther away from the rail than what I thought, because you kind of blends with the cloth from this image. All right, so here I do have a shot. I'm worried about the cue ball going into the 9. I could also play a safety, just roll the cue ball behind the 8, use the 8 and the 7 for cover. But the way I play it, if I have a pretty makeable shot, attacking option, and I can somehow finish the rack without letting my opponent on the table, I always prefer that option, because there's too many times where you think you played a great safety and something happens and your opponent kicks the ball in or just kicks safe back. So here, even if I miss that shot, I actually may get lucky. And this is what professional players and any player really has this in mind. If you miss the shot, you have to think also, let's say it's a tough shot, right? You're not going to think about all the shots, but if it's a tough shot like this, and if you miss it, you got to think, what's the better way to miss it in case I miss it, right? If I miss it thin, this shot, if I missed it thin, then I would have probably left the safety. Okay. Now I just gotta be careful with the side pockets. If you want to play the 7 in the side, or I can just play 2 rails. Yeah, that's right. With the cue ball, you just leave the 7 ball into the corner, which I have almost the full pocket, so we should be fine. But as long as you can avoid going very close to that side pocket, that's better, because again, you may hit the object ball too thick or too thin, and they may cause the cue ball to go in a different line and eventually scratch. Okay, that's good. Soft draw, which ends up being a stop shot. Another one, and I'm finally tying up the match here. And it's gonna be my break. And hopefully After 3 out of 5 unsuccessful breaks, I had 2 illegal breaks, 1 dry break. But I still managed to tie up the match, so actually I'm very thankful for that. It's very hard to keep up with a good player when your break's not really working or you get really unlucky on the break. All right, so this is actually a very good break. I got a bit unlucky on the 2 ball because, to be honest, with the ball spread like this, I really wish I could just run out, but the problem here is the cue ball is very, you see, it's in the middle of the table and I can't even reach it very well. So let's say if I try to, that's why I'm gonna call a referee, because I'm very close to that 2 ball, and if I try to make it in the pocket, I'm so stretched that let's say it's hard not to foul, right? And I'm thinking about some safety options, but like I said earlier, if I have an attacking option, sometimes I lean toward that. Although I don't think in this case that's the better choice. I think that's a bit too risky considering how far I have to stretch. And when I have to stretch that far, my stroke, I can't uh, jack up. Maybe if I take the breach, I could, but then it makes it very, very hard. So I called referee Dean. See, I'm super uncomfortable. Try to jack up a little bit, but just because of my position, I didn't strike it well at all. And that was a very crucial mistake. No, I think it would have been better to play safety. Even if it wasn't the perfect safety, the shot was just way too hard. And when you tie up the match like this, put some pressure on your opponent. You don't want to give your opponent ball in hand. Again, yeah, I was a bit unlucky on the 2 ball, but I think I definitely could have played a safety shot. Just roll the cue ball, think the 2 ball and roll the cue ball behind the 7 and 4. If I had that option, or just separate the balls and don't let Kristina, don't leave her an open shot. Right now, it looks like it's just a bit tricky here. Does she have to go around the 7? Yeah, she does. And that's almost the best she could do here in this situation. And remember, she's right-handed, so she will have to use the extension again. And when you use the extension, if you try to put some spin, the deflection is very different. You gotta be mindful of that. So will she try to slow roll the ball or go up and down the table? All right, she chose to hold the cue ball as much as she could. And playing with the extension, I understand she didn't want to try to hold it more because it really makes the deflection so much more. It's very hard to control. but she still has a shot. Played it the natural angle, two rails, just stun it. And now she's pretty straight on the 7 ball. So the foul on the 2 ball let Kristina back in the lead. And yeah, the score on the screen is the other way around, but we'll fix it later. Please, if you like that video, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel in case you want to see more videos like that. I will also upload some drills or some tips, a little bit of everything. Pretty much perfect break here. She also made the 1 ball, and she's lucky enough to have a very nice shot on the 2 ball, leading her to the 3 ball next. She's a bit shy here. She wanted to be on the other side of the 3 ball, but she can probably just hold it enough. Yeah, just enough, and now she's got all the wrong angles. The last 2 shots. Let's see, she can try to hold the cue ball here with a bit of inside, just a touch. Yes, don't go too far. So far, most of the rocks have been just breaking, running out, just running out. So we played quite solid. Just a few mistakes here and there, but in general, look quite comfortable. And here, she definitely didn't want to nudge the 8 ball. I actually thought she may just use the 8 ball to stop the cue ball and not try to do too much, because the angle she had was just a bit awkward. And you saw she made the 5 ball just enough. She hit it thicker, but she just made it so they probably made the cue ball go a bit different than what she expected. And here, missed this 7 ball thing with the cue ball on the rail. These shots are always hard, especially when you have to cut a ball like this with the cue ball on the rail, because you don't see the whole cue ball. And when you have a little bit of angle towards the shot, the rail makes it so that you don't see the left and the right part of the cue ball even. So sometimes just some visual, optical illusion. You feel like you're hitting the ball in the center, but you may be hitting it more to the left just because you don't see the whole cue ball. All right. Perfect trick here on the 8 ball. Have a little bit of an angle to go to the other side of the 9 ball. Just draw and make 9 ball in the right corner pocket. I decided to stun it off the rail, which means I had more angle than what I thought. And this 9 ball to tie up the match again. And it's my break. Yeah, taking my time here. I want to make sure I hit it right. Oh, look at this again. For the third time, the 1 ball hits the point of the side pocket and doesn't go on the other side. I don't know what's the chance of this happening 3 times. Again, I felt like I hit that break all right, but it just wasn't meant to me with the breaks this match. Again, this is an open rack for Kristina. I believe the 3 ball passes by the 5. Oh, and look at that. She missed it thin and she hooked me, and I can't jump the ball because I'm frozen to that 3 ball. So I will have to kick at it. And the 7 ball is there too, which I'm mostly worried about because I have to play it around the 7, hit the short rail, hopefully try to make the 9. So long rail, short rail. It is tricky because I can't jump it. I have to go around the 7. I have to cheat the angle here a little bit. And that's what I'm looking at, to hit the rail before the 2 ball. And you see, I went around the 7 ball pretty much as close as I could, and it still wasn't enough. Yeah, that was a bit unlucky because otherwise it's not such a hard kick, and it's definitely not a hard jump, but both were much more difficult in this situation with the 3 ball and the 7 ball like this. And Kristina didn't get punished for her mistake here. And this track is for any of us to be on the hill. Right, she has to stretch again, get the extension. just because she had the wrong angle. She had to go around the 6 ball and landed a bit too far. So it's still not over yet. She needs one more good shot here. And she's all right. Going for that extension again. Man. You see how many times we use it, or she used it in this match. You would think it's definitely a good thing to practice these shots, because the weight of your cue changes, the deflection changes. So definitely something you want to be comfortable shooting with. But she recovered well in the last two shots, and she's one ball away from the hill. With her break. It was a good break again. But now shot on the one ball. Doesn't look like the four ball is right in the jaws of the pocket. I think it's touching the point there just a bit outside, so not sure if, let's say, she decides to bank the one ball into the four. I'm not sure if the four can be made like this. So she'll probably aim for some kind of safety. But let's see. It's not a bad option to bank the one ball, to be honest, because if you hit rail first before the four, there is a big chance of making the one ball. Okay. I guess she tried to make the four. It's a two-way shot. It's a good try. She missed it on the right side. And what can I do here? I'm looking to see if the bank is available. I could also bank the one ball towards the 9 and try to hide the cue ball. Use the 6 ball as cover. Or I could also send the one ball in the left side, go with the cue ball around the table. But that's a tricky shot considering I'm bridging over the ball. So it's the first option. What I did, banked the one ball into the 9, and it came out pretty good. Now Kristina can jump this ball. She can also bank it 2 rails. That's what she's looking at. When you decide what you're gonna do, jump or bank, of course you gotta You gotta see what's your best chance of getting a safety after that. So she sees this 7 and 9 there. If she hits the one ball from behind without scratching, she has a big chance of hooking me behind behind the 7 and 9. She hit it a bit too full, so she left me a shot, but I have quite some angle there. I'm looking to see, can I shoot the 3 ball into the side, or is it gonna be too tough? I can definitely shoot it in the side, but I have to be at the almost perfect position, and also have to avoid 7 and 9. I'm also looking to see what my safety options are, but I think it's better to make this shot and see what you're left with. So I try to go around the 5 ball. I didn't like shooting the 3 ball into the side, so I tried to go around the 5, but I just nudged it, so now I don't have a shot on the 3 ball. And some people can say, oh, you still have the combination. Well, the combination is very, very tough. And the combinations are definitely not my strength. So if I can play safety, avoid them, I definitely will. And yeah, the safety I see here, you just thin the 3 ball and take the cue ball behind the 7 and 9. Just a bit short of pace here. And Kristina can play a two-way shot here. She can take on the bank. And just because the 4 ball is in the pocket, she can play the 3 ball, bank it with such a speed that if she misses it, it's kind of a safety. Unless she's too straight and she can take the cue ball back towards where the 7 and 9 are. Yeah, exactly like this. It was a two-way shot, but she went just a bit too far. Even so, the 4 ball is in the jaws of the pocket, so the jump shot shouldn't be too hard. It's all about the position here. Yeah, she made a good jump shot. But she looks kind of straight here. Can't tell right now whether the 7 ball passes by the 9 either. And remember, she's on the hill. So that may be her chance to close the match. All right, she decides to just leave the cue ball, or the 5 ball was pretty much. And here, I assume the 7 ball goes by the 9 by her body language. So she just go 2 rails here. Or maybe not. Maybe she's trying to bring the cue ball underneath the 7. Yeah, that's what it was. So I guess she either the 7 ball didn't pass the 9 ball, or it was very, very, yeah, or it was very, very tight, the room she had to make that 7 ball. So I'm just looking at, obviously, just where to put the cue ball here. It's a very natural safety, but you gotta be careful here. You can play a two-way shot. You can try to bank the 6 in the side and play the cue ball behind the 7 at the same time. But if you freeze the cue ball to the 7, then that wouldn't be too good. So I just tried the two-way shot. You can see that probably if I had shot the 6 ball to make it, I would have been pretty much frozen on that 7, and then I would have been in trouble. So the 6 ball is far away from the rails, which makes it harder to hit. She may try to hit it either 1 rail, or maybe she can go 3 rails behind the 7. She's counting the diamonds, so it's good to have a kicking system in these moments. So you see, she's gonna take her time because she knows she's on the hill. She knows if she makes a good kick shot, she may win this rack. The problem here is the 6 ball is nowhere near any ball, so you have to hit it with some speed in order to make anything happen. If she hits it 1 rail, then she has to hit it with a lot of speed to get enough separation from the balls and hopefully leave me a tough shot. All right, she's ready now. That's the most time she's taken the whole match, and so she made quite a good hit. She got a double kiss there, but she didn't leave me anything easy. And this is just a bit of an awkward angle from what I remember, because I can't really tell here. I think I'm not completely straight. And here, again, I could kind of roll the ball. Then the shot on the 7, I think if I roll it, I'm going a bit, just a little bit towards the 7. So it's kind of tricky. And the other thing I can do is obviously just try to draw it a little bit But like I told you, these pockets are not very forgiving with this type of shots. That's why I'm not really sure what to do here. At this point, it's probably better to just make sure you make the ball, right? And you see, just, I guess I try to cheat the pocket just a little bit, and the ball didn't drop. I hooked her behind the 7, but it shouldn't be too big of an issue because there's no balls on the way. She has a, but the ball is in the pocket. It's normally almost automatic kick. Of course, she probably wants to hit rail first so that she doesn't scratch after the ball, but she hit it way too far. I guess this grabbed too much spin here. And I remember this part, and you see why. Yeah, I had several options here, but I'm also, remember, I'm left-handed, so I don't want to shoot my right hand if I don't need to. So first, I'm thinking of just thinning the 6 ball, going 2 rails, long right long rail, left long rail. But if I come too short, that will be trouble for me going to the 9. So eventually, I just decided to draw the ball and look at the people in the background. Yeah. Well, to be honest, my tip was actually quite bad here. Maybe that wasn't the best way to play the situation, although I don't think it's too wrong. But you see the way that cue ball jumped, and I actually checked my tip after that match, and it miscued quite a few times. So unfortunately, it had to happen right here. And you saw Kristina made sure she put enough chalk on her tip, and well, she's right-handed, so she played just a soft draw on that side of the table to get to the 7. And I told you it's an interesting finish. What supposed to be a heel match. I had that very rough miscue at the end, so couldn't make it a heel match. But either way, guys, I hope you enjoyed the match. There were some good outs, some interesting situations, and make sure you take care of your tip. Thank you.